So here we have Chris, and they're saying celebrities with their tattoos and so on. I recall when I was growing up, tattoo was something that losers had, the marginal ones, the criminals, nobodies, and then people from India and Africa, the border nose and put bones in it and a whole bunch of earrings on the ears, 20 on the ears and all on the body, the pierce up and so forth. But I've lived to see where it has now become mainstream, and many people have pins all over the eyebrow, through the lips, through the tongue, through the navel. One guy has it, at the back of his neck. It's like just over the spinal column. They hold it together, punch a hole through it, and put a pin in it. And they have studs all over the skin and so forth. And as I said, they used to do that in India. So how now that it has come to be mainstream? And I really don't want the argument over the Beatles and these people because this thing, it calls for a lot of focus. I've been focusing on this thing for almost 40 or plus years, and being a theologian and into heavy religion and so on, there's some things that it's so big to explain that you just have to cut it short and just go with it. But people have gone down to India and started to sing the praises of India. The Beatles, especially, they sang about Hare Krishna as their god and the sweet Lord and so on. And others have gone into different aspects of Indian culture for money and other things, Buddha and so on. And they want to get rich. But you see, the irony is this, that if this thing was that effectual and if it was that reliable, valid, and important, why is India, the way it is? I mean, recently India has made some strides, and it's simply because, Bush and others, they decided to outsource, menial tasks. The unions and people have clamored for higher wages and higher this and that and so on, higher standard of living, etc. And our prices are so exorbitant that the comparative advantage, the cheaper way to produce a similar quality product is done in India or China. So they have the business, and they're using money, wisely and prudently, and they're advancing. But if it wasn't for that sort of they're not having, well, I don't know what to say, if I could say it, because they don't value the citizens, they don't value the labor. But maybe in the West here we inflated things unnecessarily because you have managers that making 40 million a year, and of course that's going to be added into whatever product they're doing. They might be doing a billion units, and so it comes down to maybe 5 cents on every unit, and that doesn't look that much. But when you throw in the rent and you throw in the other expenses, then it puts it out of the range of being sort of favorable as far as balance, no, the comparative advantage. The comparative advantage shifts to China and India. And I remember Bush was saying that, President Bush II was saying, North America and America would be the information technology people. And people ask him, what is that? Where are the jobs, And just say, no problem. And now we have this big, India and China, they're bullish. We're having a lot of work, but here we don't have. And you see, this is why folks, in America here with all this education and a high percentage of people who have college degrees and all that, it's a shame that we're into this kind of position. Um, Maybe so many shouldn't have gone to university, and just a few, and it should be rigorous. You have to memorize the whole book and so on. And the others are open-minded to accept this superiority and to listen and be taught and to follow, while those who've gone are behaving, intelligently. Um, and so it would be better if we had actually, well, you see, like after the Second World War, when men and women started to work, previous, not everybody could have afforded a home. But a smart guy said, hey, let my wife working, I working, we could buy a home. Well, very soon the demand outstripped the supply and the prices went up so high that it comes back now as if, although both people are working, it's like if one person was working way back before the Second World War, you can't afford a house. All it has done is cause, prices to be exorbitant, and people trying to. But you see, the bottom line is that folks should understand that you have different classes in society: low class, middle class, upper class. You have lower, upper, lower, and all this kind of stuff. But bottom line, these three classes, and everybody wants to be in the top class, so that even the poor, uneducated guy thinks that if I ask for more wages and if I get a high price and so on, I will be able to move up where these big shots live over there. Well, they are the investors, they are the inventors, they are the people that, have oil money and so on. And you're never going to reach them because when you think that you have the money that they had, like today, $1 million don't worth much. Fellas got billions of dollars. Don't go a million, oh, he's a millionaire. He's a 5 millionaire. It's like, wow, he owned the whole country. I mean, whole islands in the past were sold for $1 million, so you can imagine. And so, but so that India and these other places now, it's not, what I'm saying is that why would I want to become and live like Indians, people like in India and Africa? I mean, I'm very respectful here, and I think that we need to help them out and all this 9 yards. But bottom line is that Europe and North America had a different philosophy, a different culture. The Christian Reformation had touched Europe and North America, hasn't touched Africa and India and Asia generally. And so they keep on with these old style of stuff and so forth. And so this tattooing and this piercing the body comes down from way back when. And it's because we now have imbibed those Eastern religions that we're into this mess. In fact, my favorite author, let me call her name, Ellen G. White. She says that in these days, Eastern religions will dominate the West. And it's very subtle. Halloween, the little candies for the kids, reading your little horoscope. Yoga, oh boy, yoga is a blast. They're talking about relaxation and peace and all this stuff. And they don't have that where yoga is in India and in China and places. I mean, people are so poor and people have so much stress and so many problems. But in North America like that. Oh, it's a relaxation technique. Oh, it's going to bust that stress. And I say, yes, I like it. I want that. It's just marketing because I'm quite sure that it's mind over matter. If yoga is going to help you to bust the stress and your worry and all this stuff, you could have done it without yoga. All you have to do is change the way you're thinking. I mean, I am poor. I have all this education. I recycle. I hustle. I'm skid row level. And I'm not stressed out. I'm not depressed. I mean, of course, I would have liked to have a certain quality of life based on my experience and other things. But what can I do? Here's where I'm at. No point in getting stressed out and frustrated and end up ill and more problems, you see? So these people are making it appear as like these things, you must have this. I recall I was going into a certain place to live, and the guy said, "Hey, we have a tattoo." She man, we have a guy over there that tattoo you. I'm 60. I've lived my life without a tattoo. My God, I'm gonna let somebody tattoo me this time. By the way, that night I slept with my computer in the front, and every now and then people passing up and down, like I know doing in the back here. So I just went back to where I'd been. I can't handle this, man. I don't want anybody to control me. I just want to go in and lie down and sleep, get a good night rest, go on all day doing about my business and all that. You see what I'm saying? So you just can't let people come and influence you with their stuff. You need to look at where this thing is coming from. And I'm saying that all this piercing, all this tattooing, and all this yoga and all this thing came from India. And why don't we all move to India and be, one with this Buddha and this yoga and all this stuff and this piercing and all that? No, I don't like it down there. All these problems, the poor and all that. Well, okay, why are you going and imbibing those kind of strange things they do over there? I mean, the math and the chemistry and all that's good, the medicine and so on, but I'm talking about them things like tattooing and the religion and all that kind of stuff. So, on the other hand, the celebrities aren't necessarily the smartest in the society. Many of them are crazy, they're mentally ill, and that's why they became celebrities because you who are normal couldn't find entertainment in yourself. So you're looking for people to entertain you. And because they're crazy, they're trying some of the stuff that their crazy minds bring to them. And they're saying, oh, look at that. That's so good. I like that. Oh, I can spend my money on that. And this person becomes a celebrity, collect all these dollars that you have. They don't even want to see you. They don't even want to talk to you. They don't want to lift you in the news. And then they want to run for governor. They want to run for president. See what I'm saying? So, not because celebrities doing anything. It makes me need to do that, of course. This is business. They advertise with them and the whole 9 yards. But if I don't have money for something, I don't care who. It could be Muhammad Ali, my guy. It could be whoever. It's like, I can't afford it. I don't need it. I'm high with it. See what I'm saying? So watch these various cultural trends, this tattooing, this body piercing. I mean, at least we go to church, pastor wearing an earring. Jesus said that this body doesn't belong to us. We are stewards. We are to take care of this body. Don't run up our heartbeats. Don't, get ourselves diabetes. Don't get a big arse. We need to take care of this body. And piercing it up and doing these irreversible things like, tattooing and piercing. I mean, a lot of folks end up in hell because of that, because God is saying that don't harm your body. And who knows, many of these things could be causing other health illnesses that you might not even be able to trace to that. This guy with this pin in his neck. I mean, suppose now he were to somehow get in between the column, the vertebrae, and then cause him some problems with his. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna try him on that. Okay.